Let's talk about that market crash because damn, what a day yesterday. I didn't realize that we set all kinds of records on the NASDAQ, particularly. You'll hear a little bit about how right here.
Of what some would call history in the making.
Scary. Don't say that. We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
Okay.
Wow.
Yay!
Don't look at, I didn't want to look. I still don't want to look. I just don't want to.
Do not look. It's just not going to make anybody feel good.
Nope.
What Charles Payne said was basically, remember how with Bidenomics and this administration, they're constantly trying to tell us how great the economy is. Whereas regular people just existing in it are like, it doesn't feel great. It feels anything but great. And his theory is that this market crash actually is finally the reaction of everybody. It's the market reacting to what everybody already feels. Here's his take.
Frankly, they brag about things like the Inflation Reduction Act. That's stoking inflation. They brag about all the money that they're giving the world's richest corporations to build factories here. Well, guess what? We gave $8.5 billion to Intel. You know what we got in return? They're going to get rid of 15,000 workers. Is that smart? Is that really brilliant? Is that what we should be doing with taxpayer money? Stoking inflation and losing jobs? It's nuts. What you're seeing right now, the stock market, is what Americans have been feeling for the last 3 years. It's just a manifestation of it right now.
Yep. Yeah, and all these people telling you not to worry about retirement and and this is no big deal and just stay calm, everybody. It's fine. They have their well, I'm saying the people the politicians that tell you this, it's fine, it's no big deal. They have their retirements paid for by us. They never have to worry about retirement. It drives me crazy. These people that get on these shows or whatever, and they're all they're federal freaking employees, and they will never have to worry about retirement ever. None of these people do, because we pay their salaries, we pay for their pensions. I'm never going to see a pension. I don't know what that is. We're small business people. We have to pay for our own retirements, as so many of you do. So if this stuff crashes, we're screwed. There is no backup. There's nobody paying my retirement except for me. I don't have a safety net. They all have safety nets. I'm the safety net for these people. You're the safety net for these people. Always. They never have to worry about a crashing economy because we're paying for them to retire. So it's easy for them to say. Drives me insane.
Well, and remember, this is the same administration who floated the idea of a capital gains tax. So, can you imagine if you got taxed for how well your portfolio did, up until yesterday, if you got taxed on that and then took this kind of hit, so what? Does the government pay you back for capital losses? Because that's how nonsensical the whole thing is.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And now, we'll ask Zach for sure too, how is this going to impact interest rates? Because now there's a lot of chatter about the Fed realizing it messed up by not lowering interest rates sooner. And so now they might overcorrect, which granted, for a person who's about to get a new mortgage, that's good news. But I would rather take the high interest rates and not have my entire portfolio tank. So, because it's, you know what I mean? I'm paying for it one way or the other.
Right. Oh my God, you're going to pay for it 16 ways to Sunday. Right. What you're going to do. Yeah. Exactly. We just pay and pay and pay is what we do. Yeah.
Yep. And now there's talk that not only are we heading into a recession, but we might have backdated ourselves into one.
Not be surprised if a recession is ultimately backdated to either starting in July or in the current month, given where all the economic indicators are pointing right now. Things, frankly, are deteriorating very quickly. In addition to the revisions that you mentioned where payrolls were revised down, earnings were also revised down in prior months. So not only were there fewer people working, but they were earning less than we thought they were. Again, we are seeing a lot of indicators moving in the wrong direction right now.
Yeah, we're totally in it. We're in it. How can you not say, seriously, we're in it already. I don't know how you can say otherwise. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're like the frogs in the boiling water. So many people who are like, oh yeah, I'm with her. We want more of this. Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? That's where they're at. It's because they're in that boiling water and they just keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And they don't realize how much suck there is because they're so blinded by, I want to elect the first Black woman president. That would be really neat. I don't care how much suckage she's caused. It's crazy.
I mean, it is. It's just, and it's like, you can only laugh at it because if you don't, you're just going to throw yourself into a world of despair.
A spiral of depression. Right.
I'm just trying to pretend that it's not happening. Like, I'll tell you about it, but I'm not looking at my statements.
I'm not looking. Not looking. Just not going to look. Nope.
The Trump Vance team released an ad pinning the market crash on Kamala, and I thought it was really, really good.
Here we go. Look at them go down. What some would call history in the making.
Scary.
Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Bidenomics is working. It's working.
The stock market just taking a big old nosedive this morning.
Dow Jones is down about 1,010 points.
That is called Bidenomics.
The Dow fell more than 600 points Friday on a weaker than expected jobs report.
5%, Meta 6%, Amazon 6%, Apple 9% down.
Bidenomics is working.
Fears of a recession began after Friday's disappointing July jobs report.
Bidenomics is working.
A rise like that is historically a sign that a recession is imminent.
This is Bidenomics.
What you're seeing right now in the stock market is what Americans have been feeling for the last 3 years. It's just a manifestation of it right now.
All that is called Bidenomics.
It's just unbelievable.
That's good stuff right
It's great. It's great stuff, but that stuff needs to be shared far and wide. So look for that ad, go search for it. You can find it in your Google machine. Go look for that ad and share it. Share it all over social media.
Or wait till after the show and share it right from our show.
There, you can do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I know we've played this video before, but it came across my socials again yesterday, and it was just such a stark reminder of what absolute idiots are in charge of things like the economy right now. And it was, I forget what his official title is. You'll see it on the screen, but this is Jared Bernstein, who is a chief economic advisor who has no idea what happens when the United States prints money and then borrows money. The amount of cluelessness is truly shocking.
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets. Some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do?
Oh my God.
They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to, I guess I can't really talk, I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about, because it's like, the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Yeah, that's
not AI. I just want to point that out. That is not AI. That is a real, honest to goodness clip of the chief economic advisor to Biden.
Yeah. It is an older clip. I've seen it, but it's like this ignorant fool is advising people on anything. But he's with Biden. And he advises people on things financial.
Right.
Okay?
It doesn't matter. Yes, that's why I said we've shown this before.
Yeah,
it's
we
old.
have.
It doesn't matter how
doesn't
old it
matter.
is. This is a guy who advises on the economy.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't care if it was 5 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
If he was still hired, that's a problem.
Right. And this is one of the guys that you pay for his retirement.
Yeah.
You're doing that. So this guy is one of the guys where he doesn't have to worry about any of this stuff because he's like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sit here in this job. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm advising people, but I don't even know what's going on. I'm completely inept and I'm going to go ahead and suck from taxpayers. That's why we're in the position that we're in. He is a perfect example.
Yep.
That's why.
That's why I thought it just was good to have a reminder.
It's a great reminder because again, this guy is an idiot. We have idiots running the show.